Part 2, continuation from our video of awakening Osiris. So the remaining nethers of the great Ennead are paired male and female. They are unified dual natures. Shu and Tefnut are the twin children of Ra. The breath of light, one might say. He personifies the dry air, and she the mist. Geb, the father, is earth. Nut. Let's go with Nut. The mother is sky. From the belly of Nut sprang other gods and goddesses. Horus, the twice-born Horus, was born, once of heaven through Nut, and once of earth through his mother Isis. He represents both the divine and mortal aspects of man, and his presence in the Book of the Dead is always as a great spiritual warrior. Does anybody else sound familiar to the description of Horus? Right? Represents both the divine and the mortal aspects of man. I'm sure a lot of you have come across this idea that a lot of the story of Jesus Christ is taken from the story of Horus. I'm not going to get into that just yet, but we will touch on that a little bit later. So, he represents both the divine and the mortal aspects of man, and his presence in the Book of the Dead is always as that of the great spiritual warrior, as the avenger of his father's death. He best represents the strengths of the individual in the necessary battle against the power of darkness. Osiris and Isis represent the dawning of the world of men. All the descendants of the world are children of their son Horus. My chapters, The History of Creation and the Duel, explain these myths in more detail. For a more in-depth look at all the gods and goddesses, I recommend E.A. Wallace Budge's 2-volume set, The Gods of the Egyptians. I always have a problem with the fact that a lot of these like Egyptian texts, Mayan as well, and Aztec, are all written by like Europeans. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of local people that have way better ideas as to like what these people actually meant. But Norman D. Ellis recommends E.A. Wallace's Budge's 2-volume set, The Gods of Egyptian. Suffice it to say here that Osiris was murdered and hacked into 14 pieces by his envious brother Set. According to Plutarch, Isis, the wife of Osiris, gathered the severed parts of her husband to facilitate the unification in the afterlife. Osiris became neither a god of heaven nor of earth, but a god of the nebulous world between. The importance of the Book of the Dead as judged in the netherworld is primary. All those who died after him called themselves an Osiris, for they wanted to be like him, a god who rose from the dead. Osiris is the principle of regeneration, as Set represents